All right, this week at Bungie, July 29th, 2021 is going to be quite a big one as we begin to prepare for crossplay. Pretty much stating that we have 4 more TWABs before the August 24th reveal, but it actually turns out that 4 includes this one. Apparently, we've got a bit to get through before that announcement, which is kind of exciting. They start off by saying that the Solstice event is ending on August 3rd, which we already knew. But it is nice to know that white glows don't have a deadline. So we're still gathering objectives. We can take our time. So the dungeons, raids, and competitive crucible objectives for the glows can be completed at any time. This is definitely nice. Let's see. And now we jump into the crossplay section. This is going to be what the majority of the video is focused on, as it's a big change that's happening to the game. So, crossplay is coming. In Season 15, crossplay comes to life. Guardians across Xbox, PlayStation, PC, and yes, even Stadia will be able to join fire teams to take on the darkness together. Boundaries will be broken and new friendships will be forged, no matter the platform. As we prepare to lift off, the crossplay team is providing a quick tour of crossplay. How do you add friends? How will matchmaking work? What will the UI look like? A bunch of answers will be found below. We'll have a few images to help guide us through the user interface, so we know what to expect at launch. Note, these previews will be in English, but the crossplay UI will include all supported languages. Let's dive in here. So, the crossplay team. There are big changes afoot, so big that they actually recommend getting a snack before starting this. Wow, back already? Here we go. I might get a snack too. Just a little tip and a heads up here. So this is what we're going to cover here. Our Guardian's identity, naming changes, Bungie friends, fireteam invites and multiplayer, privacy, crossplay matchmaking, crossplay communication, and then the crossplay roadmap. But first, they are thanking the community. Early during Season 14, we crossed the platform streams and invited us to participate in a 3-day Vanguard Strikes crossplay matchmaking beta. Our goals were to prove early versions of our matchmaking changes, as well as to test out connectivity for gameplay between the platforms. Numerous Guardians answered the call and helped us test out the back end of this upcoming feature. And as it turned out, many were aware that they accidentally left an unintended door open. Even though we had to shut down that feature, we weren't the only ones who were delighted to finally hug our long-lost cross-platform friends in-game. And then they thank us for going on the journey together, and then we helped build the confidence in what they're delivering within the full cross-play across all platforms in Season 15. So the big thing is Bungie names, and who am I? In crossplay world that also supports cross-save, it quickly became clear to us that we had a Guardian identity crisis. We didn't want the name over your Guardian's head to change based on where you logged into the game. We felt this fought against the fantasy of who you are in this new unified Destiny community. Even more concerning, we didn't want the names of your friends and clanmates to change based on where they logged into the game. Having to keep a who's who cheat sheet of your friends' names didn't meet our effortless bar for crossplay. That'd be a pain to deal with. So as such, we're converting everyone's name over to an identity that will remain consistent across all platforms you play. We're calling this your Bungie name. While this will cause a one-time naming reshuffle, we feel this is better for everyone in the long run. Here's how the Bungie names will look and work. So you'll have your Bungie name, which will be your player name, hash, and then a number. You'll have your display name as player name. You'll have your hash and then your numeric ID. So here's an example of the player tooltip in the roster screen, surrounded by players from different platforms. So let's take a look. So here we have Steam, Stadia, Xbox. I'm assuming this is PlayStation? I'm not positive though. Windows, which is interesting. But as we can see here on their banner or emblem, they have just their display name, but down here there's their Bungie name with their player name as well as that number. For those that played during the Blizzard.net time frame within year 1, I believe, that'd be something that we're familiar to already. Showing here that in the tower, we're just going to see the display name, so we won't be looking at those numbers constantly. And then what's in a name, which this is kind of the biggest change here. As part of the creation of Bungie names, we'll be running all player names through a character filtration process and an offensive term moderation process. First, we'll be stripping out all characters that we are unable to display in the game or that can't be typed into the player search box via console keyboards. This means some of the extended character sets we've supported for players' names on Steam will no longer be able to be used. We will miss you. I won't miss them. Fellow Guardian, hand cannon, sniper rifle, rocket launcher. But we do want our console friends to be able to find them via player search. So I guess when we first log into Destiny come Season 15 or once platform or crossplay comes out, pretty much saying that cross-platform play is now live and a Bungie name has been generated from your platform name. So platform name, Bungie name. I guess you just get assigned a random 4 digits. That makes sense. It is possible that due to removing these characters, players will end up with empty names or names that result in offensive terms. If your name ends up empty or includes a moderated term, you'll find the quite unremarkable Guardian random number name over your character's head. While we won't have a name change feature at launch, we're working diligently to get you an early version of this feature this winter. We highly recommend that you think carefully about what name you'd like to rock in D2 sooner rather than later, so you don't want us to be stuck with a handle that we're not overly fond of when the name change feature goes live. Pretty much, don't be stupid. All right, and now we move into kind of the friends aspect of it. The Bungie roster experience has always been an essential part of our games. For crossplay, we wanted to deliver that same simple experience no matter where our friends might be playing. To make this happen, we created a system to bridge the platforms called Bungie Friends. Now, we didn't want to add considerable complexity, so you'll still find all of your friends in one flat list. But to make it easier to find a specific friend, we've also added a platform filter. You can see just the friends who are logged into the same platform as you. So that's definitely a nice change. You've always been able to have clan members across multiple platforms in Destiny 2, but finally with the launch of crossplay, you'll be able to see everyone who's online and team up to go earn your clan rewards. Hopefully there's some new friends to be made in our clans. Definitely helps expand clans a little bit more since a lot of them were exclusive to a single platform. And then it looks like crossplay won't, without an easy way to add new friends, doesn't get it done. As such, there are 3 different ways to add our friends from all platforms to your Bungie friends. 1, log into D2 on a device where you want to turn platform friends into Bungie friends, and then issue requests via our roster screen. Search for your friends using player search on the invite screen. Or use Bungie.net friends filter where you can link all of your platforms, then issue Bungie friend requests to all of your platform friends. The Bungie.net friend finder will become available alongside crossplay and will be found at Bungie.net/friends. So let's talk about the in-game options. Have friends will fireteam. In order to make Fireteam invites work across all platforms, we've pulled all of the invite infrastructure into the game. When you get a Fireteam invite, you'll see an in-game invite notification to accept and join your Fireteam. Pretty much to accept the invite, you'll navigate to the roster screen, then the invite section, and then interact with the invite to accept and join your Fireteam. Notice that the invite screen is where you can search for other Guardians, accept friend requests, and clan invites. I hope to God this works, because I don't know how many times I've gotten an invite in-game, and it never freaking works. So here, you can search name. Here's Fireteam invites. Don't know what all this junk is yet. There you go, platform name and Bungie name, cool. All right, so teaming up with potential new friends. Destiny is filled with a game filled with aspirational content to help players find each other. Our community has built a series of external group finding forums and tools, including our own Fireteam Fireteam Founder. Fireteam Finder. There we go. Which can now issue Fireteam invites to all platforms. When building crossplay, we wanted to make sure that our new Fireteam system wasn't getting in the way to pulling together your Fireteam. As such, the invite screen allows for players to search for each other and issue Fireteam invites. So here it's saying find players with an active Bungie name. So Bungie names require the player's name, hashtag pretty much, the 4-digit numeric suffix. So the 1, 2, 3, 4, which is what we were used to on Bungie launcher or Blizzard launcher, BNet, BattleNet. There we go. That's the name of it. That is under that still as well. That said, there are members of our community who experience targeted harassment. To help players protect themselves, we added a block system so that players can protect themselves. We've also added additional privacy tools so that players can protect themselves from broader harassment. Most of the social privacy settings can be accessed from the roster screen, where you will have control over the different kinds of invites you're willing to see and consider. For the time being, your privacy setting for clan invites will still be controlled through your personal Bungie.net privacy settings, which can be found at that link. So Fireteam Privacy, invite only, Fireteam Invites, friends only, and Bungie friend requests, public, I guess, private, none, something like that. Season 15, woo. Also, this background looks different. I just realized that. Interesting. Maybe the UI gets a little bit of a redesign there. Alright, so while we're here on the subject, now is a good time to remind everyone of their code of conduct. Targeted harassment can result in account restrictions and bans. Make sure to be kind to other guardians. Alright, and now we're kind of getting into matchmaking side of things. So in crossplay, they're striving to create a global community of guardians. At the same time, crossplay enabled us to ask a ton of questions about input methods and how we create a level playing field in competitive modes. While the following might not be the answer forever, it will be their approach for matchmaking in competitive modes: Crucible, Iron Banner, Trials, Gambit at the crossplay launch. So, excuse you, Max. That's my dog. PC players will match with other PC players. Console players will match with other console players. Note, Stadia will be in the console pool. And then fire teams with any combination of PC players and console players will match into the PC player pool. It's typically standard with how crossplay works. For PvE modes, there will be one global matchmaking pool. So that is kind of a bigger change where you won't only be with your dedicated platform. And then chatting with friends. When crossplay releases, voice chat between platforms will not be enabled. We have run into some late-breaking issues with development and are currently working on making sure this experience is ready before shipping it live. We know this will create a less than ideal player experience out of the gate, and we even considered delaying crossplay as a whole. Since we know there is a lot of excitement that the community will find ways to work around this, in the interim, we decided to go ahead with the launch, which I think is definitely the right way to go. We're currently targeting a fix for cross-platform voice chat and an update targeted for shortly after crossplay goes live, so hopefully it shouldn't be too long. They see text chat as a critical tool for player communication in their action MMO game. At crossplay launch, text chat will still be available on Steam. I hope to God they fix that by then. From launch through the Witch Queen, we'll add text chat support across the platform systems, console platforms. We'll start with displaying text so that the console player can at least see what their PC friends are talking about, and then we'll add USB keyboard support so that everyone can join in. Note, USB keyboards on consoles will only be for chat and will not be able to control your character, which I think that's definitely a good note to point out there. All right, this is the roadmap then. So crossplay launch isn't the end of their ambition. There are a number of improvements they'll be bringing to the social experience of crossplay leading up to the Witch Queen. So, in early Season 15, Bungie name and Bungie friends, cross-platform invites, multiplayer, and matchmaking. player search, and social privacy. Soon after launch, we'll have the cross-platform voice chat. In winter, we'll see both the Bungie name changes, text chat display on consoles, and the text input via USB keyboards on consoles. Then, till we see each other again, using crossplay. We're excited to gather all Guardians into one global community. A lot of us play on different devices and have friends, coworkers, and clanmates that we haven't played with in years. Can't wait to hop into a raid or clear some GM nightfalls with long-lost friends. As always, they'll be listening across all of our channels for feedback. And then, thank you, and we can't wait for us to jump in and to let them know what we think. Now, obviously the big question, and as they say, one burning question that they didn't answer, and when exactly does crossplay go live? The team is working hard to dot the I's and cross the T's. Just telling us to stay tuned, and they'll let us know when the date is locked in. Considering with like 4 to 3 weeks left until Season 15, I'd imagine we'll see it in the next TWAB or 2. Or it might be a little bit after Season 15 launches. All right, the last Iron Banner of the season. Starting on the 3rd, ends the 10th. This will also be the final chance for the season to earn the Iron Banner themed rewards. The Gristwalker and Archon's Thunder can be earned from the quest, as well as post-game drops and bounty completions. While these will continue to be available in Season 15, Lord Saladin is looking to bring a couple of new weapons into the fold, fit for an Iron Lord. Hopefully those are some good weapons. Alright, they are... the Bungie Foundation, the giving campaign is ended. We raised a total of $822,000, which is awesome. They mentioned that the codes for all of the prize tiers have been sent out, so definitely make sure to check your emails. That's pretty much it there. Changes some of the support stuff here. So preparing for crossplay early in Season 15, crossplay will go live. When players log in for the first time to play Season 15, the name on whatever platform they log in will become their Bungie name for when crossplay goes live. Okay, so that is immediate first time you log in, which is good to know. Players should begin thinking about what name they'd like to use, since name changes won't be available with the launch of crossplay. Bungie store updates. Migration of accounts and orders have taken longer than anticipated to our updated Bungie store, resulting in players being unable to reset their passwords or locate their orders. They're continuing to migrate everything over and hope to have a resolution soon. Due to these issues, they're extending the deadline to receive the free exclusive in-game emblem, New Blue, to August 13th, 11:59 p.m. Pacific time. Emails with codes will be distributed on August 20th. For those who reset their passwords before the first date of July 31st, 11:59 p.m. Pacific, we'll all get our codes on August 6th. We did have hotfix 3.2.1.3 released today. With that, an issue that allowed a small number of players to circumvent Fireteam privacy settings on Steam has been resolved. The eyes on the Goister exotic ghost shell should now be visible on all platforms, thank God. And then the Master Vault of Glass loot lockouts have been separated from normal. Both are now available independently each week. Pinnacle loot drop from the first weekly clear, regardless of difficulty. All right, here are 4 known issues right now. There's a visual issue with the helmets when using the Prefectus cloak ornament. The Bombardier's bomb detonations deal no damage to active supers. Oh, fun. The Metro Shift shader may not unlock when purchasing the Year 1 shader bundle. And video settings that have been turned off revert when restarting D2. Oh, fun. Movie of the week stuff. Then we're getting some art stuff. This is cool. I don't know what it is. And who are you, reader mine, to come between a god and its last hateful wish? That's supposed to be Savathun? That's supposed to be Riven? I don't know, but that is dope. And then we have a hunter, looks to be aboard, what is it called? The ship for Deadman's, holding a splinter of darkness there. It's really cool. All right. And then DMG just showing some personal stuff here. And then kind of commenting here at the end, as we continue to live through this pandemic, to please be safe and show care for those around you. Mask up, snag a vaccination if you're able to, and do what you can to help stop the spread. We're all in this together, and we'll get through it if we each do our part. For me, I'm very excited for crossplay to finally happen. Obviously, it's been something we've been waiting on for quite a while now. As I mentioned, kind of since the beginning of D1, and they definitely teased it with the cross-save integration last year. That's all I have for this TWAB. We'll be up shortly. I will see you all in the next video. Stay safe, Guardians.